spelled wrong, poggers. Guys, I am a half-year sub-poach, guys. What is chat talking about, Pepe La? Pogo Arjan, when will you watch more Attack on Titan? Pogo Arjan? Can I get duckers in chat GTTC? Hi. Eight months, Pog, love this community hassle. What up? Hello chat, MS Meta fan here. Can't believe it's been 9 months already since I've been subbed. Have a great day, love you. Hug. People, hey. Transgender pride, thanks for helping me through the hard times of coming out of Hasanabi and chat. Transgender pride, transgender pride, transgender pride. Thanks for the radicalization. Hoggies. 6 months with my favorite streamer. Love you, Hassan. Love you, chat. Stop the count. Pogo. Transgender pride, transgender pride, transgender pride. As buff. Yo. In before the TTS mute. Hi chat, love you, hugs. Any aggression against Humberto Antonio Donato Pecorino is anti-Italian discrimination. Hassle. Let's go. Pog. Us boggies. Arjan Pogo. Still a sub baby, but am glad to be here. Hassle chat and hassle Arjan. Hi Hassan, chat is mauling again.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the Hasanabi broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We are live, boys, girls,
louses.
and bees. We are live and alive on this fantastic day, and I hope you're having a great one. It is Tuesday, March 2nd, 2021, 11:14 a.m. And it's 71 degrees in Los Angeles, and I'm still kind of chilly. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes my house is a little bit colder than the outside. You know what I mean? I don't know how it works. I don't know why it's like the inside of my house is like a 60 degrees, whereas outside it's like 71 degrees and only getting hotter. I don't know. I am being very, very privileged with my heat right now. I'm heat privileged. Okay, I have incredible amounts of climate privilege. You know what I mean? Anyway, does your house face the sun? That might be why. I don't know what that means.
4 months.
Anyway, thank you, Sook, for the 25 months. Ladies and gentlemen, this is part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news, but there really isn't anything that has happened to me personally. I ended stream last night after a long and tumultuous roleplay session. With a lot of misses, maybe not a lot of wins, unfortunately. And then after that, I went to bed at what I thought was a reasonable hour. And I could not sleep until like 2 a.m. pretty much. The L's were still pretty funny, I think. We'll see. But regardless, 8 months might not be long, but families forever. Head to the family. Saluti. But this morning I woke up and I thought to myself, instead of going and working out this morning, I'm just gonna, sleep in a little bit, lay in bed a little bit.
Hey Arjan, I know you won't see this, but I just wanted to say that I've really enjoyed watching your streams. You are awesome, and I am so happy that I've been able to become a part of this community. Thanks for everything. Hassle.
As
hey,
far as
hassle.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm super fine. As far as today, yesterday was jam-packed and slammed for politics, but the React frogs were starving. Today we're gonna do a lot of politics as well, and maybe even a little bit more reacts before I dive back into the world of Grand Theft Auto Roleplay No Pixel. The React frogs need to eat. They're gonna die if I don't. You did 2 hours of politics, KW? No, I didn't. I actually did 4 hours of politics yesterday straight. Like, that's what I mean.
Communism, let's go.
Shush. I almost did 5 hours actually, which is how much I used to do regardless, like back in the day. And I will do more politics today as well, even though there isn't that much going on top of everything happening. DSA Mike has replaced you in this political frog's heart. Okay, good. I'm glad that you're getting your fucking kick from somewhere at least. Y'all are fucking addicts, dude.
4 months.
Jesus Christ.
Has cap.
Who's my React Indie kick? I don't know, man. I don't know what this stuff like hurts my soul a little bit. Like, I don't know what you want as far as like just enjoy, just sit back and enjoy things. Like, it doesn't always have to be. You have to watch XQC now? Well, XQC doesn't fucking do reacts either. He's been playing roleplay as well.
Hi, everybody.
That's what I find to be kind of funny. Whenever people are like, oh, I'm tired of this community, I'm moving somewhere else. And like I'm sick and tired of like, you know, your problematic takes. So I'm going to be going and watching like another Twitch streamer now. It's like, okay, well, the other Twitch streamer, half the time you're like mad at me for not canceling the other Twitch streamer that you're now watching. Like
3 months.
I don't know. I don't know what you want from me.
By all that is holy, I summon fish moly. By all this holy, I summon fish moly. By all that is holy, I summon fish moly.
Anyway.
5 months, love you, chat.
I think because we have so much control over the stream that we tend to complain more. Oh, 100%. I think that is a big reason, is that like because I offer a lot of because I respond to feedback a lot, people just tend to lose it a little bit. Anyway,
Titties bog champ. Chat, it's time. Putin walk, get going now. Putin walk, it's time to cancel some more people. Putin walk. Just kidding, it's Tanner from High School Nerd.
You sound tired, but did you get enough sleep? I did, but I need even more, honestly. Okay. Or maybe it's because I slept in, kind of, that I feel like I might have overslept. Anyway, so without further ado, instead of doing like random shit, instead of getting sidetracked by random shit, I'm just gonna dive straight into fucking politics right now, and then maybe do a little bit of reacts. We're gonna watch the John Oliver thing today as well. So let's get started. Let's get right into it, boys. Today's broadcast, we got some big news. Apparently Dr. Seuss has been fucking canceled. Because of racist imagery. 6 Dr. Seuss books won't be published over the racist imagery that it originally featured. Okay. And like the really old stuff, which is kind of funny because old heads, or not even, like people who were watching me back in December already know what my take is on this. Because I have been stunlocked by people in my audience trying to cancel Dr. Seuss or whatever.
Hey,
and we had like a long conversation around it. There's a 22-minute summarization of that drama from December. Yeah, we did the culture war battles here at the Hasanabi broadcast. We do culture war right. We do it before by assuming that the next thing that liberals and conservatives are going to be like fake yelling at each other about, we figure out what that's going to be, and we deliberate on it endlessly ahead of time. So that's what we're going to talk about. Is Dr. I don't know how to write Dr. Seuss, by the way.
Hello Arjan, I am back after a Twitch hiatus, but hope you are well. Can we talk about this Latin LeBron beef? Hassle.
Is Dr. Seuss canceled? Why is that a big deal? Cuomo is getting his comeuppance. More news and reacts.
5 months, Pog.
Now, get in. Daycare is open. www.twitch.tv.
Loving the GTA RP Steams 3. You make my days go
/ Hasanabi. Let's go. In 2019, 8 out of 10 calls for cancellation on books for LGBTQ issues. Oh, from conservatives, right? That's what you're saying, right? Yeah.
8 months. Wowzers.
For all of the Normans, I mean, I'll just get started on the Dr. Seuss shit. First and foremost, let me just get started by saying, okay, actually, you know what? We'll start off with this video immediately, okay? Fuck it. I'm going straight balls deep, dick and balls in the news content immediately, okay? First of all, Dr. Seuss, more like Mr. Seuss. Sorry, you're not a medical doctor, okay?
Will no longer be published because of what's described as racist and insensitive imagery.
I'm just playing with the PhDs. Don't get fucking triggered, okay? Chill.
The business group that protects Dr. Seuss's legacy says that move is to make sure his catalog represents and supports all communities and families. Carly Shimkus is here to give us the lowdown. And we all woke up to this morning, Carly. What's the deal?
Wow, yeah. Well, today is Dr. Seuss's birthday, but rather than celebrate, some of his iconic children's books are quite literally being canceled. Dr. Seuss.
They're not being canceled. They're like retconning the racist shit that was in his books. And also on top of that, like Dr. Seuss himself was apologetic about it. So I don't even understand why anyone would ever get mad at this one way or the other. The people that get mad at Dr. Seuss and say like, oh, he was a disgusting piece of shit. They're dumb. Okay, shut up. No, he wasn't. He definitely did do a lot of racist imagery early on in his career, as we found out, and truly repented for it later down the line, and has a insane amount of anti-racist cartoons that he's created in his career. Okay?
8 months.
So to all the liberals who are like, no, Dr. Seuss, I hate him, like he's terrible, whatever the hell, like I don't know. I don't know what the fuck people are talking about. Also, on top of that, I found out, as always, okay, as always, because whenever something like this happens, like people who did not know anything about him will search through a person's history to find something bad that they've done to justify their anger on this particular instance, instead of being like, who cares? Yes, he was racist, or he drew racist shit early on, and then no longer did it, and thought that it was bad. Yeah, changing it or changing the books is fine. Like freaking out over it is ridiculous. So, but that's not enough usually. So people will jump to find out whatever the hell happened. And apparently he was an asshole. Apparently he cheated on his wife while she was dying of cancer, and then she committed suicide. So now people are like, well, okay, it's not the racism. Well, then it's the cancer suicide thing. Okay, well, he's fucking dead. What do you want to do? You want to go take a shit on his grave? Go, have fun. I don't really care one way or the other. All right? Yeah, you figured it out. You figured it out. You found a way to get mad at Dr. Seuss. Anyway, regardless.
10 big juicy thick ones. Thanks for carrying me through the pandemic, brother.
But like the people saying like he was disgusting or whatever, or he was racist, like, yeah, he drew a bunch of racist shit, like really racist shit, earlier on, and then was like, yeah, that was really bad. I shouldn't have done that. What do you want from a dude who's been dead? As far as on the racism stuff, like, it's honestly disgusting and sickening that you would go out to bat for Symphony, or however you spell his name, but not beloved children's author Dr. Seuss. One fish, two fish, red fish, brown nose, I guess.
Pogo.
If removing racist imagery in Dr. Seuss is cancel culture, what exactly is your culture? Wait, what? I didn't say it's cancel culture. I think it's ridiculous that people are trying to make a bigger story out of this. They are trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, my friend. This is what's going on because conservatives are bored. And liberals are too. They got to talk about something. I mean, obviously, we can't endlessly pontificate on why the Senate parliamentarian could technically be overruled by Kamala Harris or even literally fired promptly and replaced by the Democratic Party if they genuinely wanted to push for the $15 minimum wage to be included in the $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief package that is tacked onto the budget reconciliation that only happens in very limited opportunities before you have a midterm election and potentially lose your entire majority, your narrow 50-50 Senate split and your narrow majority in the House of Representatives. We can't talk about that for as long because that's boring after a while. So you got to find out, you got to find something different. You also can't have a conversation over and over again about like why this time bombing Syria is actually poggers because Joe Biden is doing it or because we're doing it in Iran or not punishing the Saudi kingdom or MBS is actually not wrong because, you know, Joe Biden is doing it and he's doing it in a nice way rather than Donald Trump doing it in a very rude way where he was like, yeah, I don't really care. Who else is going to buy these weapons? Who else is going to buy these weapons? So that's why we have to find something else. We have to find something to get mad about. So what do we get mad about now? We get fake mad or maybe real mad because of all the fake outrage turning into real outrage about Dr. fucking Seuss and their foundation saying we're no longer going to publish some of these books. They should just probably change it and then republish it. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these people overall. Yeah, he once supported the Japanese internment camps, but years after the war, he literally went out of his way to write stuff like Horton Hears a Who, a person is a person no matter how small. Like he is a dude who had at the time during World War II had like definitely expressed a lot of anti-Asian sentiment. He has a lot of anti-black imagery as well, but he's been dead for a while, and also on top of that, straight up repented for it, and I think probably redeemed himself. And to the people who are going to say, well, he's not redeemed in my eyes because he drew such horrible things, then okay, well, you're sick then. All right, you got it. Go dig up his corpse and fucking defecate on it, okay? Like, motherfucker's been dead since every Zoomer that says that they're upset about this has been alive. And he wasn't even like super based or anything either.
8 months of the most quality and ranged content hassle.
Like, see, the thing I don't understand is like, do you guys not have grandparents? Like, are they all dead? Do you not have parents? Like,
yes, it'll keep this going.
I hate to go like full blown conservative here, but like old people are racist, dog. Okay? Like they just are. They're from a different time. They have an entirely different worldview. And also they don't understand a lot of the shit that's going on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you still learn to love them. You love them regardless.
I be in the gym just working on my fitness.
This whole thing has been blown up by Twitter. The only two options in that discourse is he's a racist or cancel culture is out of control. Yeah, no, here's the third option. All of this is ridiculous. And the only reason why we are having this conversation is because ridiculous people are very bored.
Six months.
Like, your parents, newsflash to all the Zoomers in here who think that like everyone's supposed to be like as open-minded as you. Your parents and your grandparents are probably super fucking homophobic. They're probably kind of racist.
Thanks for ruining my life.
No matter what, if you're lucky, if you are a lucky person in my audience, they're liberals. Okay, so they love, I don't know, bombing Iran and shit like that, but are otherwise at least a little bit more open-minded to the marginalized communities that I just mentioned. Okay. That's if you're lucky. If you're unlucky, then they're complete psychopaths who they're complete psychopaths who think that like, you know, vaccines are fake and they cause you to have autism and homosexuality and all this other fun stuff. So You know what I mean?
Seuss Enterprises announcing that it will cease publication of 6 of the late author's books due to racially insensitive illustrations. They include And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street and If I Ran the Zoo. The company telling the Associated Press that they portray people in ways that are hurtful and wrong, and ceasing sales of these books.
Literally, no one supports neocon foreign policy.
Stars Days feels strong, man.
What? What are you, crazy? Like, liberal foreign policy is nearly identical to neocon foreign policy, okay? It's it is defending America's 300 bases around the world, or however many bases we have around the world. Like, you're delusional if you think that, like, most of your parents, the more open-minded ones, at least don't give a shit. You know what I mean? That we're doing such devastation all around the world, rather than like actively supporting it. I feel like people just actually don't touch grass or something. I don't know what it is, and assume that like everyone is just like the 11-person splinter Discord group that you created after the original Discord group that you were in. The original Discord server that you were in wasn't woke enough about, like, I don't know, comparing 700 plus bases. Oh, thank you. Yeah, comparing
for 2 months, Pog.
Like circumcision practices to genital mutilation or something. You know what I mean? Like you split and you created your own Discord because, like, you know, a child is not able to consent to having their foreskin snipped off, and your new group is like is saying stuff like everyone in the previous group is actually CIA and also a pipeline to fascism and a direct line to the CIA. Which is why we created this new splinter group. Don't worry, there's going to be a new splinter group that comes out of that splinter group, or at least a new Discord group message where you talk shit about all the other people in your fucking splinter group about how someone in your splinter group is also CIA. Okay? What I'm saying is, your worldview, in a lot of instances, is defined by your immediate experiences. And unfortunately, on the internet, a lot of people end up, especially in leftist circles, this is like something I have personally experienced. In leftist circles, like, people like to create smaller and smaller in-groups so that, you know, people that agree with them in every single way and in every single capacity can get together and talk about how they have their opinions and how correct they are. And unfortunately, that creates a very sheltered worldview that oftentimes makes people feel like everyone is a certain way when they're clearly not. Bro, I have to meditate so many discussions between sheltered people online because people on both sides get repulsed by the opposing opinion, and you have to basically force them to talk it out because no one's going to believe your argument if you just yell at them and try to get them banned.
I request my monthly attention from ChatBXQC cucked me 2 days ago. Anyways, chat.
Why are you subtweeting Brace? See, that's the funniest thing is, like, I have disagreements with people on the left all the fucking time. I still love them, and I still think, for the most part, that they're doing a great job. Or they're entertaining.
5 months, let's go Ajan Pogo, Ajan Pogo, Ajan Pogo, Ajan Pogo.
My mom was Japanese, my dad is white American. My mom warned me as a child that racism against Asians is wholly accepted in America. This is 100% true.
3 months.
And I need to grow thick skin. That's not true, really. I mean, it's good to have confidence within yourself, but, like, you know, it's not your fault that people are being fucking racist towards you. It's not surprising that Dr. Seuss was racist against Asians and crimes against Asian Americans are skyrocketing. No, this is not connected to one another. Don't be ridiculous. Absolutely zero people know that fucking, like, 12 people before yesterday knew that Dr. Seuss was racist or against Asians. And again, even less people know that his depictions of Asian people in a racist way was atoned for. That last part is ridiculous.
7 months of radicalization.
Like, the current wave of xenophobia is coming from anti-China sentiment, anti-Chinese sentiment, because they are very successfully becoming a hegemonic power, and that is terrifying to Americans who live and have taken advantage of being the dominant country, a dominant superpower in the world for so long, for as long as they've been alive. So that fear manifests in very different ways. Okay, one of which is just fucking hating Asian people. Coronavirus being directly linked back to China for some incredibly psychopathic and racist reason is another reason why Asian hate crimes are skyrocketing right now in this country. But everyone's always been racist against, or racism against Asians have been deemed acceptable is the correct take regardless. But assuming that people are being racist against Asians right now more than ever before is because of, you know, Dr. Seuss's fucking pro-Japanese internment camps book that he wrote, like, or a cartoon that he wrote fucking 100 years ago is, I'm sorry, kind of an insane take. Oh, they're saying it's only getting worse, not necessarily because Dr. Seuss made anti-Asian comics. Yeah, okay. If you didn't mean that it's happening because Dr. Seuss made anti-Asian comics, then yes, then that take is true. Also, my favorite comment always is this one. Are you ready for this? Where the fuck is it? Whenever I say like a group is a racist, someone will always be like, well, Asia, or there's you know, hate crimes happening against a certain group. Someone will go, well, they're fucking racist. Okay, what are you, like, trying to fight fire with fire? Yeah, some old Asian people are racist as fuck. Have you met Vietnamese, like older Vietnamese people? They are super fucking reactionary a lot of times. Okay, that doesn't change the reality. Like, you can't just turn around and be like, no, I'm gonna fight fire with fire. I am going to be doubly racist because I saw you being racist to other people. You know what I mean? Like, it goes back to my original argument that, like, yes, our parents are just, they're from a different culture, they're from a different understanding of the world, and yes, they are fucking racist, all right? Chill out. Brother, I fight fire with fire, brother. This is a really fucking awesome video. Alex Jones had a leaked video saying, I wish I never met Trump. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit too.
7 months. Love you, chat hassle. Vine jam.
Anyway, is the problem with the left that we're playing by the rules of a game GOP shifting on, or is it we elected gutless people and fake progressives? No, the problem, not the problem with the left. The problem with, like, American politics in general is that there is what's actually going to happen in the realm of politics, and then what we want to happen because we believe that it will be better for the working class. And $15 minimum wage, it's becoming increasingly more apparent to me, was something that just was not going to happen, which fucking sucks, because I really did think for a moment that it was going to happen. Maybe it still will, and I'm wrong, but like the fact that they just caved on it, the fact that they
Are old people bigoted? I don't need sleep, I need answers.
The fact that they just caved on it at the finish line is really disgusting. Anyway, didn't we have a discussion about this like a month ago? It was on. We did, actually. That's the irony, is that, like, someone in the chat in the month of December brought something up about Dr. Seuss being racist, and I was like, what? Like the fucking Cat in the Hat guy? I don't, and I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know anything about, like, his books or whatever. I never read them. I have no cultural or personal connection to Dr. Seuss or his books. Okay, and I learned about it. I was like, well, you're probably being ridiculous. I know that he's been dead for a minute, so my immediate assumption was like, I assume you're being a little ridiculous. Like this child's cartoon author is like racist or whatever. And we looked into it, and I arrived at my take that I have today, which is that I arrived at my take, which is the reality that this dude wrote some or drew some racist shit and felt bad about it later in his life and changed for the better, and that's what you're supposed to. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what we expect from people to do. That's what we expect people to do. Dr. Seuss died because he was racist.
You're absolutely right. People expecting a guy that grew up.
This is only part of our commitment and our broader plan to ensure Dr. Seuss Enterprises catalog represents and supports all communities and families. Now, for over 20 years, the iconic author's birthday is celebrated in schools as Read Across America Day. President Biden marking the occasion yesterday with a presidential proclamation, but did not mention Dr. Seuss by name amid growing criticism. But the author was celebrated by former President Obama, who read Green Eggs and Ham to children during the 2010 White House Easter egg roll. That same year, former...
Like, what's the take from... I don't even know if there's, like, actual fucking liberals out there who are like, no, we need to fucking cancel. We need to cancel Dr. Seuss. Like, I'm literally shitting and pissing in my pants right now. Like, if we don't fucking cancel Dr. Seuss right now, like, racism is going to keep growing. Like, fuck, Obama was racist when he did it too. Like, I don't think anyone... I don't think anyone has that take. I think that's just like a manufactured take that the right is attributing to the left, I think. You know what I mean? Because, like, it's just straight up ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're literally only defending Mr. Seuss because he streams. Dude, come on. Not a good look, bud. Why wouldn't we cancel this? Yeah, exactly. Guys. I'm sorry. I know Dr. Seuss is a really good friend of mine. He's a really great guy. He's a really good streamer. I think you guys are being too harsh on him, okay? This is not a consistent take that I've had, that people, I think, go over the top with cancellations sometimes and whatnot. And I'm only doing it because I find him to be a pleasant individual to be around. Sam, I am constantly trying to give you green eggs and ham is actually a caricature of Polish people who constantly want to feed you sausages. I don't know why I didn't pull that book too. Yeah, because anti-Polish sentiment is not only accepted, but encouraged, okay? That's why.
Dr. Seuss sucks anyway. Shit law.
Have you ever talked about the EU medical healthcare system and why it's expensive? What? I knew it. Someone clip it before he deletes. Yeah, please don't post on LSF, guys. I was cloud chasing, and that's why I defended Dr. Seuss back in December, and I'm defending him still. Mr. Not Dr. Seuss is a 14K Andy.
First Lady Michelle Obama read The Cat in the Hat.
I can't wait for the many Twitter threads or many Reddit threads exposing me for the racism that I engage in on a daily basis.
To a group of children as well. Now, anger over Dr. Seuss's drawings has grown over the years. A 2019 St. Catherine University study found 2% of Dr. Seuss's human drawings are characters of color, and they are typically presented in a subservient or dehumanized role. Now, The Cat in the Hat has also faced backlash over accusations it's based on minstrel stereotypes. Virginia's Loudoun County Public Schools making news this week by encouraging teachers to
Dude, if you watch Fox News, you'll get brain cancer. This is the greatest example of this. You want to know what the actual story is? Like the foundation, okay? The actual, like, what do you call it? Oh God, this is great. It's so great because, like, they portray this in a way that makes it so insane. They're like, yes, liberals are saying that Dr. Seuss is actually doing minstrel depictions in Cat in the Hat and therefore should be canceled in its entirety. They are saying that your children will be shot at gunpoint if they ever declare that they have read Dr. Seuss. So here's what's actually going on, okay? The foundation that controls it, the Dr. Seuss Enterprises, told the Associated Press in a statement that coincided with the late author and illustrator's birthday that they are ceasing sales of this book. They're ceasing sales of 6 Dr. Seuss books, including And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street and If I Ran the Zoo. because of the racist and insensitive imagery in the books themselves. Okay? The thing is, some will say they should retcon it, erase it, and then re-release it. I wouldn't even go that far. Like, from my point of view, fuck it. Who cares? Literally. Straight up. I wouldn't even retcon it. I would just
1 month.
teach people why it's wrong. And even show like Dr. Seuss's own personal point of view and how it has changed, and use it as an example as to why like people should learn from their mistakes. Like, that is a significantly better lesson there than anything else. Like, there's something kind of annoying about like old movies constantly getting like certain parts clipped out on streaming services. It annoys me. I'm like, who cares? Like, it's not like children aren't seeing that one fucking instance and going, okay, now I've decided to be racist against Asian people, or now I've decided to be racist against African people. Like, that's not where that comes from.
Hold on.
Dr. Seuss ashes are scattered in the Pacific Ocean, which means, oh yeah, that's true. That's true. He had his ashes scattered. You can't even fucking defecate on his corpse, boys. Shit. Like, I'm totally on board with nuking Confederate statues, right? There's a very specific reason why those Confederate statues exist. It has been consistently and to this day in contemporary society used to oppress African Americans living on U.S. soil, and to show them that, to let them know what their place is in American society. But the real problem is not the Confederate statues existing. The real problem is still systemic racism existing, right? I'm totally fine with Confederate statues still being nuked into orbit, though, specifically because of the reason why they were fucking created at the time. This dude, throughout his entire body of work, has some really racist depictions from the past. Most people are probably not even aware of it. That's it. Like, it's not the same as like it's not like he's a cartoonist who literally made a living off of just like dehumanizing black people and showing them as like African tribesmen in like cartoonish depictions, or dehumanizing Asian people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not fucking Ben Garrison. Anyway. Thoughts on the oversight hearing by FBI earlier today? No way. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not even covering that. I'm not going anywhere near that. I hate that. That I know. I was following along the Christopher Wray in the FBI testimony about the January 6th insurrection, but like
Dr. Seuss more like Dr. SSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSssss. Poggies.
You think this justifies banning books? No one is banning books, Gabagool. Don't be a Gabafool. This is the Dr. Seuss Enterprise saying that they are ceasing the sales of the books. Okay? They are ceasing the sales of the books themselves. You understand? It's not like someone was like, we need to cancel it immediately.
Yeah.
Dude, who has the racist imagery? I want to show it. Now, yeah, let's get to the fun stuff. Let's look at the actual reasons why they took these things down, you know?
Yo.
This isn't censorship. This is a company protecting its ass preemptively. But also on top of that, like, it's not only a company here's someone. It's not only a company that's protecting its ass preemptively, but also on top of that, it literally corresponds to Dr. Seuss's wishes. Do you understand? Like, it's not like he was. It's not like he was like, oh, these fucking things are sick. Like, I love. You know, I love. I loved all of these drawings. Like, he literally personally fucking apologized for it. So, like, I don't know. I don't know what you want. Also, it's from like 19. Yeah, this stuff is from like 1930s, dude.
Mr. Hassie, please don't cancel Tintin next. Snowy Sage.
So that was actually pretty funny that you mentioned Tintin. I was talking about how I used to how I used to read Tintin comic books when I was growing up and how much I loved it, right? And someone was like, oh shit, you read that racist shit? And I was like, what do you mean? And it literally clicked in my head. Like, it clicked in my head that there was like super, super racist depictions of indigenous people in that book. And I read it when I was younger and I never even thought about it. You know what I mean? Like, I never, ever thought about it as like, from the point of view of like, you know, colonization and depictions of colonization and how it looked. I still love them. I still have like, they still hold a special place in my heart. But you read it before you had a concept of race and never realized it because you had no ability to make that connection and so had no memory. Exactly. When someone brought it up, I was like, oh my God, you're fucking right. I love, yeah, of course, Obelisk and Asterisk as well. I'm a huge fan. I'm Turkish. Those were the original comics that I read were Asterix and Obelisk, Tintin, I guess Red Kit, which is like Lucky Luke, I think is called. Like those are all the comics that I read. Obelisk. Yeah, Tintin in the Congo.
The real problem is the entire idea that statues are needed to remember history, as if Germany needs statues of Hitler in their town square outside their city hall to remember that the National Socialist Party existed at Hasanabi.
Yeah, this is Tintin in the Congo, dude. Tintin guilty of racism. Let the Congolese decide. Yeah, I never even... Today I'm going to tell you about Motherland Belgium. He revised edition. We're going to start with simple math. So we can tell me what 2 plus 2 equals.
Was racist. Cool.
I like Asterix is the least American thing you've ever said in your life. I mean, yeah. My uncle had all of them. Like, he had all of them. Obelix, not obelisk. Whatever, dude. In Turkish, we called it obrix, which means like, obur means like glutton. So the Turkish translation was that he was like glutton X, kind of. You know what I mean? And, no, not Jank. No, my other uncle. No, he's not fucking racist uncle. We all have him. No, dude, he's
Let's
not.
Go BBG.
He's like, he's not like, he wasn't like, oh, these are sick. These depictions of the Congolese is exactly true. Like, that's not why he had him. Anyway.
As buff.
So
Hassle.
They like, this stuff is pretty commonplace and like old school. Yeah, take home a high grade N-word for your wood pile, satisfaction guaranteed. So this stuff is not in the books themselves though. Like, I don't know why Respectable Lawyer is like showing these. Those aren't the these aren't cartoons that were featured in the books, I don't think.
My father told me my hair looked like Tintin's when I was 16. It still haunts me 14 years later.
Only the first images. I think, yeah, this is the... one that's like actually in his books. Anyway, where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, ultimately, a lot of this stuff is like inconsequential. It's just an estate covering their own, protecting their own identity and whatnot, and that's why they because it's not enough on its own. They got to juice it up. Yeah. Greg Abbott announced that he will end statewide mask mandate phase with medical masks, and all business sectors can reopen 100%. This order will be effective next Wednesday. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about California as well in a second. So basically, what he was doing, he's like a George Orwell leftist. You know what I mean? He was like anti-USSR and also anti-Nazi, but a leftist still, from what I understand. Dr. Seuss was. And he has a lot of really, really good art. He has a lot of really good anti-racist comics later down as well. And the wolf chewed up the children and spit out their bones, but those were foreign children, and it didn't matter. And it's an America First person reading Adolf the Wolf, like talking about the connection between America First at the time. Ironic that it's still being used nowadays by Donald Trump and the like. It showed the depiction between America First and Nazism. So he was pretty fucking cool. Like he wasn't. He was actually the irony is I never knew anything about Dr. Seuss, right? And when someone talked about canceling him originally in my community, and like that joke kind of launched an investigation, an impromptu investigation, basically a rabbit hole that I go into, like one of those stun locks, and I found all of his other work. And it's awesome. Like I actually started liking what he was doing. She embraces mom and pop a bit, but Fraulein sure can push. Dr. Seuss based or not, I'm confused. His art is really expensive. Yeah, he's saying that the American Bund was basically just they were Nazis. Like they were Nazis that depicted themselves as patriots. You know what I mean? Relatives, nah, just three fellers going for the ride. America First, Nazis